baby. We've been off the last 5 weeks. We hit 1,000 subs. We're doing it with a monster truck, man. Texas, yeehaw! This is Danny, the guy, the mastermind, the dude who made and produced this with his own bare hands and helped with a few other companies. Danny, walk us through this truck. What makes it special? What did you do to it? What stuff in particular is like your touch?
Well, Sean, since you asked, this truck is a 1986 Chevrolet pickup. I bought it from a buddy of mine. It was sitting next to his barn. It was his dad's farm truck. Hundreds of years. I bet it had 300,000 miles on it when I bought it. In the past 11 years, it's gone from 285, 75, 16s with 1-ton axles to 14.9 24s and 11.5 foot tall. Give you a quick little rundown of how that works.
Okay.
So, pause that. Or get him, whatever. Ranger, that's enough. Apologize for the dog, y'all. You don't understand. But anyways, so the quick rundown is this. I bought the truck. We put a motor in it from a junkyard. Ran it on 35s on the 1-tons. Got tired of getting stuck. I threw 42-inch tractor tires on the 1-tons. Ran that junkyard motor until it blew. Stop. When the motor blew, I picked up a stock motor from a what do you want to call them? You know where it comes from. I don't want to plug anybody.
No, you're good.
From an auto parts store.
Yeah.
So it's a stock 350, maybe pushing 300 horsepower. Nothing crazy.
Would it be considered a crate engine?
No.
No. Okay.
Absolutely not. I'm pretty sure the crate engines have like at least 400 or 500 horsepower.
That's fair. Okay.
This is literally just a stock motor, short block. I pulled it out of the crate. A buddy of mine came, we put it in.
So there is a crate engine.
Well, it was in a box. It was in a box. It's definitely not a crate engine. It's definitely not an LS. One day I will be responsible enough to maintain my money to put the LS in here.
But isn't that
irresponsible enough?
Until then, I will continue to be irresponsible, and you guys can watch the video to see just how irresponsible I am. So, stock 350 motor. It's got a Edelbrock. There's a 4-digit number, I'm pretty sure. It's like a 1410. It's a 650, little 600 CFM carburetor. Headers, stock motor. No magic stuff, no cams. I wish I had a cam, because who doesn't want to hear whoop, 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 whoop.
It kind of sounds like that when you're putting in reverse, though.
I mean, it does sound like that.
It does, yeah.
I've had people ask me that too, and that's crazy. Like, no, it's stock radiator. It still has a clutch fan on it. I mean, 90% of the guys that are running trucks this size are running electric fans, and they're running big pressure water pumps, stock water pump, clutch fan, stock radiator. This is like a daily driver. Whenever we go to the off-road event, I have a bench seat in there because my wife rides in it, my dog rides in it, we drink beer, and we just drive around all day long. You can drive this truck all day and just cruise. So what I did have done is I took the transmission to a guy in Oklahoma, and I can't remember his name. So it's a built 400. It's a manual valve body transmission. It is not built for 2,500 horsepower, but it's still built. Like, he went through the entire thing and tore the whole thing apart. He knew that I have a stock motor, so he probably built it for what's an average horsepower LS now, 400 or 500. I mean, It's not crazy, but it is a manual valve body transmission. I have to manually shift it. I dropped the 4-to-1 SCS 18-inch transfer case in it. The gears are quick changeable, so I can change it. If I want to do a parade, I got gears laying in here that I can change within 20 minutes, and I can have a 373. So I could actually drive 40 or 50 miles an hour. I don't ever want to do that with this. So I'm running a 4-to-1. The axles are just a stock 2.5 ton military axle. We're running, what, 676s or something like that. I'm pretty sure the gear ratio is with the 4-to-1. So I'm not fast, but I'm loud.
And it's funner. I feel like that's funner. I mean,
I feel like it's more fun.
I've driven some high-end cars. I feel like that was a.
There's
a
fast and loud. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
I don't mean to throw anybody out.
No, I'm trying. To
I'm
think.
not fast. I'm just loud. But what I will do, guaranteed, I can pull your shop down. I can pull your house down. I can pull you out of a mud hole. I'm just not going to get there fast.
My editor can bleep stuff, so I'm going to say, because I know you want to say, you can drop panties, can't you?
This can drop panties. It is a panty dropper. So back to what I was saying when I built it. So we were on like 42-inch tractor tires on 1 ton. We were given a hell for probably 2 years, 3 years. Finally broke one of the axles. Well, to rebuild a 1 ton axle, I don't know, it was probably somewhere in the $2,000 range. I didn't have that kind of money. I was online. Actually, a buddy of mine called me, and I was online. I was surfing online looking for 2.5 tons. A friend of mine called and said, hey, I've got a lady that has an entire truck that she wants to get off her property. I was like, cool, give me your number. I called her. Buddy of mine and I, we loaded up with the trailer. We went down there. We looked at the truck. We took a couple gallons of diesel, 2 batteries, and some ether. We had no idea what we were walking into. When we got there, the truck was in the woods, buried, wouldn't start. We threw the batteries in, we threw the diesel in, we threw some ether in, it fired up, he threw it in the gear and pulled it up on the trailer. Boom, we left there. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for these axles because y'all will be mad at me.
Your wife, you mean?
No. No. So the axles, let's be clear, the axles are about $1,500 a pair. 2.5 ton axles. You can buy them all day long for $1,500 a pair. I paid $500 for that truck. The entire truck, running. We loaded it. Within 30 miles of leaving where we loaded it, I called another friend of mine that was in the same kind of business that I'm in. Said, hey, I've got this entire truck minus the front axle and the one rear. Here's what I want for it. He bought it. He wanted the motor, so he got it. So basically, I got the axles for free. Now, this is for all you guys trying to do this on a budget. Because right now I'm at a budget. I'm like $3,500 in a motor, $1,500 in a truck, and I'm free on the axles. So, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'll tell anybody that. This truck has never been in the shop, except for one. Epic 4x4 used to be a shop in Louisville, Texas.
No way, I'm from Flower Mound.
Yeah, Epic
Whoa.
4x4. They were right off the 35.
Yeah.
When I had bought the truck,
Was it next to Street Dreams, that like car customization place, like next to Business 121?
yes,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking
right
about.
next to a glass place.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So they helped me put on the original 8-inch lip to clear the 35.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yep, they helped me do that, and then we had welded the rear 1 ton axle back then. So that is the one shop that this thing has been into. And great guys. I don't know where they're at now. I haven't spoke with any of them lately. I see him on Facebook once in a while. Sam Brown, 90% sure that's his name. Good dude. So if y'all are in Flower Mound or Louisville looking for a place to get a lift or whatever, them guys, they took care of me. We cut all that off. I wish I could show you the pile of shit that's out there, but there's other stuff on top of it. This is what, October. So when was that Coffee for Cars?
I'll say July.
So July. So for about 7 years, 8 years, up till July, recent, this thing was on an 8-inch spring lift and 15-inch blocks on these tires. And it was great. I never broke, never had any issues, drive it all day long. The only issue I had was on leaf springs, it would beat your teeth out of your head. Or you break your teeth. Hopefully you had a good dental plan. Well, July, was that when it was? July?
I feel like it's July or
So
June.
July, let's call back to, I guess February is when I started. February. No, because March is our event.
It had to be July.
So March is our event. So after March event at Rednecks with Paychecks, I said, that's it. I'm cutting this thing up and I'm building what I want. And from that moment on, it was a rush. And it was a rush to get to the September event, but the Gene Messer service manager, Shane came to me and said, hey, we got this Cars for Coffee show. You want to come to it? I was like, holy crap. Sure, I'll be there. So I went from having 6 months to having 5 months to get it done. And I went from leaf springs and blocks to now I have coil over big shocks, a 4-link, and sway bars, which you may or may not see in this video somewhere that there's a broken sway bar on the passenger side.
I worked really hard.
I may or may not have done that this past event, I don't know, but so in 3 or 4 months, I built this myself. 2-inch square tube and subframe, 2 1/4 inch DOM 4-link, big shocks, 2.5-inch non-reservoir shocks, which I recommend. I hope you don't mind me throwing out a plug.
No, whatever you need.
Look, I love people that take care of me. On the side of my truck, there's some stickers. At no point has anybody ever paid me money to put stickers on my truck. But every sticker that's on this truck is taking care of me in one way or another. Either they have made the design for my company, they let me put my hood on the truck and bolt it down after I got it wrapped, or they have answered the phone and spent hours on the phone with me, big shocks, while I was trying to figure out the math of how much this truck weighed, what springs I needed, and what shocks I had. The greatest company ever on the planet is Big Shocks. Them guys, they have the smartest people in their field, and they have the nicest people you could ever deal with. I mean, like, they didn't talk down to me. I don't know what I'm doing. I just knew that I had 4 shocks. I have 8 boxes back there full of coils for a Jeep. But those guys helped me through every step of the way to try to get this truck to sit level and ride right. You rode with me.
Yeah.
Other than the sway bar being broke, it rode smooth as shit.
It did ride smooth.
Through every gear. You never felt the bump.
And it braked really good.
It does brake really good.
Braked really
But that's a
good.
whole nother thing.
Yeah.
So in 5 months, I made the choice in March to say, look, I'm tired of the springs. I'm tired of the blocks. We're going to do something. And in 5 months time, now we have 4-link, we have big shocks. I've got to work on my sway bar issues. That's just a matter of geometry, I'm pretty sure. I don't know all the math, but we're going to work through that. This truck is not a race truck. It's not a mega truck. It's a mud bog truck. I drink beer in the truck. It's got cup holders. It's got a beer cooler. It literally has a cooler in the toolbox in the bed. I just drive around in the mud and have fun. I've got friends that have mega trucks, and mega trucks is a whole nother thing. That's 1,500 horsepower. Them guys are ridiculous. I don't have that. I don't want that. I just want to drive around, my wife and I and my dog, and we just cruise around and we pull people out of the mud, and we get stuck, we get pulled out of the mud. But I enjoy the fact that my blood, sweat, and tears with a couple of really good friends of mine and one shop have made this truck what it is. And I don't care who you are or where you're from, that's cool shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm from California, and I think it's pretty cool.
We had some guys. I was at Rednecks with Paychecks in March. That's a big event that's here in Texas. It's down in St. Joe. 8 guys from Australia, and we've been messaging. Actually, I'm sorry, I had a preemptive to these guys. They hit me up early. They wanted me to build them a little buggy for the 8 of them to ride around on and drink beer. I didn't have the time because I was in the middle of this. I apologize if y'all see this. So we met them at the event, and they were like, man, we don't have anything like this. You look at any YouTube video from Australia, they have the burnouts. They're really cool, like they smoke the entire car burnouts, but they don't have anything like this.
Yeah.
They don't. There's only a few states in America that has it. I mean, really, California damn sure doesn't. Moab doesn't have anything like this. Moab's cool, but nothing like this. You got Texas, Florida, Michigan, Louisiana. I don't. If they do, I don't know about it. There's New York. Man, there's like 3 or 4 states up north that are way as much redneck as we are down here, for sure. Florida, they're probably the biggest. They have the big numbers when it comes to mud bogs, but when it comes to Texas, we got a handful. We've got like 3 or 4 that I know of off the top of my head. I can't think of all their names, but there's so many options to these. And this is like the smallest truck out there at Redneck's Paychecks. That's what'll blow your mind. The smallest truck out there. It'll run all weekend, but it's the smallest. We got trucks that are on, so I'm on 14.9/24, and in math, this is about a 48-inch tire. Well, when I was growing up, 48 inches on a Toyota Tacoma was like, let's go. And we were driving that daily. That's a 48-inch tire. I've got friends that have 60-inch tires. I got friends that have 65-inch tires that are almost 40 inches wide. 35, they're called 35.5s, and they're about 68, 70 inches tall, and they're about 40 inches wide. In a diesel forward.
I've been in one, like, I don't know if you consider a super truck, but it's 1,010 horsepower.
That's pretty damn good.
You know what it was?
What was it?
Hummer EV.
A Hummer?
The new electric one.
Shut up. Nobody's worried about electric. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, you go to a mud bog in an electric vehicle, you're going to be stuck all day by yourself. Because we're not going to hear you get stuck. You're going to and you're stuck. You can build these very reasonable. But you got to be willing to build them, if that makes sense what I'm saying. The wheels. Devin Moore out of Oklahoma ordered me the wheels, the outer wheels, and cut me the inner. I built the wheels myself. Every weld on this truck is mine. Nobody else is welding on this. Sandco, right down here on the interstate. They cut me my tabs and my F-bombs and all my 4-link tabs that are on the frame. But I welded it all myself. If you're willing to do the work, you can build a truck like this on the cheap.
So what's it like now that you put all this work into it and it's still pretty new to you? What's it like looking at it and think you created that?
Oh, it's freaking badass. Every time I pull into that, every time I pull my work truck in and I look at this, it's standing over top of my wife's truck, I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that. I did it. Yeah, I did it. But you don't have to spend there. The mega trucks. I bring up the mega trucks because they're race trucks. Race is a whole different animal. That's hundreds of thousands of dollar trucks, right?
Hummer's 200. Yeah.
Nobody cares about the Hummer. We don't even socialize with GM. Other than this. Calm down. Nobody cares about the Hummer. But race trucks that are $100,000. Trophy trucks. You guys are familiar with trophy trucks. So you take a trophy truck and put it on tires this size, you got a mega truck. Plus or minus. I mean, there's some shock stuff, but hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they are specific for racing. And that's badass. One day I'd love to have the ability to put my foot on the floor of 11, 12, 13, 1400 horsepower and just, let's go. But you don't have to be that guy to be a superstar at a mud bog. You can literally build your own on the cheap. We will never disclose the dollar value. I mean, it's not hard.
So what
You have a Bronco. He has a Bronco. That Bronco right there on some boggers, that'd be a sweet little dude. I'm just saying.
I drink some beer in it.
Let's go.
I would.
So, Why don't you talk about the little hidden things you added to this?
Okay, so,
Like the fun stuff.
all right, so come on, camera guy. So, 25 years in the Army, and then I retired. So everything that this truck involves or revolves around is the military. I support every branch. I don't, well, we all discriminate. All the branches discriminate. It is what it is. So, yeah, we all discriminate. It is what it is. No, we don't talk about them. So, the wheels. All the branches are supported there. Walk around the front. So my top tabs for my Ford links right here. Hand grenades. F-bombs. Come on, we all dropping F-bombs. And then as you go like this, look at the top, look at the top. Oh yeah. When you're out there drunk and you're walking across the berm and this thing's 8 foot above your head and you're looking, oh look, it's a weapon of mass destruction. Who knows? And then I don't know if you can get these. And then all my lower links are K-bar knives.
Oh my god. I don't even see that.
You have to really get a look at them, but yep, there they are. So there you go. K-bar knives.
So
I'm not gonna
creative.
stop. I'll never stop being in the military. Period.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and X. Special thanks to Danny Anderson of Ham Welding and Fabrication. And tune in next week.